you're chasing perfection, let's say, in your work, automatically newer and newer capabilities within you start emerging. So that's a very good insight. But it's very important to understand that this person also is doing the work that he wants to do. uh, it brings great joy to his or her heart, right? But that spirit of perfection often stops that person to put out, let's say, his music, his imperfections, his vulnerabilities out towards the world. Because expressing yourself through any art form basically means that you are trying to express your vulnerability through that art form, right? So, guys, namaskaram. So, I had gotten one video which I wanted to share. I think it's more predominant to all of us, but yeah, he's actually one of an actor which I admire. Okay, so this is a
Ways to what I thought it could be. Because I'm thinking it can be divine. So go for perfection. Reality always comes in under it. But in that moment, when you see the inevitable reality, the outcome, the result, expect the best, this divinity out of people and art and of yourself. And then it always comes in under. How quickly can you go, nice reality. I got so much more out of it. Job, the person, myself, because I went for perfection. Than if I'd have just gone for, nah, dude, just, just pass class. But our pursuit that keep us having qualitative and valuable experiences that mean something to us and give our life meaning comes out. Majorly inspiring, may speak to masses, even have some magic to it. Keep on chasing. I've never done a movie or a performance that lived up to what I thought it could be.
okay, interesting. So on the outside, it might seem that what a classy message. Of course, the message is good, but the context with which it's being spoken about is very important, because usually we see these small, let's say, reels, short form content, and we see that this should apply to each and every facet of our life. Now, some things which we can learn. First of all, we need to be very, very, you can say, clear on the context with which this person is coming from. So, this is more, I think, from a work perspective, that whenever, whatever work we are doing, that should, of course, have the spirit of perfection. I agree to it to somewhat level, because when you're chasing perfection, let's say, in your work, automatically newer and newer capabilities within you start emerging. So that's a very good insight. But it's very important to understand that this person also is doing the work that he wants to do. Now, a lot of people are not very fortunate to figure on the onset that what is it that they want to do, and a lot of things kind of come from exploration in life. So I think a more practical way to kind of look at it from our context would be, what are certain things that I know my heart feels immense joy in? I'll probably just strive for perfection, but here's also a nuance. So let's say if one loves music, uh, it brings great joy to his or her heart, right? But that spirit of perfection often stops that person to put out, let's say, his music, his imperfections, his vulnerabilities out towards the world. Because expressing yourself through any art form basically means that you are trying to express your vulnerability now through that art form, right? So a limit also needs to be put, that okay, this is probably the time that I'll allot to it. I'll do my hardest, and whatever the outcome would be, I'll just kind of accept it, publish it, share it with the world, and then move on. Because this indefinite loop of perfection also sometimes is very detrimental to, let's say, your potential as a person. Sometimes you may just keep on waiting and waiting, and things would just never move forward. Another thing very important is, don't take this context into relationships and things like that, because humans are perfect, and not a lot of them probably would be okay, let's say, uh, with your consistent madness of chasing perfection in the smallest and the tiniest of details. Of course, the pursuit should be that whenever a relationship is being formed, it's on the right center, that is on growth and development, but not on small, minor things, because then everything would in your life would become a living hell. So practically just navigating, taking, I think, selective practical nuances as to what it is that is applicable for our own lives, and then kind of moving at it one step at a time. Because I've seen a lot of people, I think with this short form content, there's also this problem that we just take things and apply it generically on everything without understanding the context with which that person is coming from, whether it's a first world country, third world country, and things like that. Now, one more thing, I think this is more predominant in our Indian mindset, that we always look for makeshifts or jugards in our work, for that matter. So I think that is something where this advice can really come into handy, because the more perfection, let's say, you're kind of chasing, the more fulfilled you'll feel in your work, the more you can say capabilities you'll develop in that process. So yeah, I think that is what I wanted to share from this reel. Let me know what you feel about it, and until then, this is Debashish Pindra from Debu Ki Dastak. Cheers. Bye.